グリザイアの仮説。
This is Jeremy 45. Jeremy 45. Welcome back to the Pro Grisaia. In last episode, we are seeing a fire. Feel the fire. Yes. It's an explosion. The bakery store died. Now Makina become even more depressed. Don't worry about it too much. Just interact with her the same as always. If you're clumsy and try to comfort her or something, Makina's probably just get even more depressed. Nobody wants to get a pity by an idiot. You just call yourself an idiot. You just say it yourself, women.
ねえ、ユージ。
What?
私もさ、あんまり腹芸が得意な方じゃないし、考えてることが顔や言葉に出るタイプだから、知らない方がいいとは思うんだけど。それでも、一つだけ確認しておきたいことがあるんだけど。聞いてもいい？
Go ahead.
もしかしてあの子、実家に帰っちゃうの？
Possible. That's hard to say, sorry, but only Makina knows. What makes you think so in the first place?
去年の夏休みだったかな。私があの子に実家には帰らないのって聞いたら、あの子こう答えたのよ。
I believe Yuji going to kidnap Makina and later get himself killed.
私は実家には帰れない女なのよ。
なん
帰ったら多分もう二度とここには戻ってこれないと思うの。
なんでさ。
うまく説明できないのよさ。そりゃね、実家に帰るのが一番だってのは分かっているのよ。でも実家に帰ったらきっとこの学園のみんなとはもう二度と会えなくなるのよ。あまねえもゆみちゃんもチルチルもチズチズだってみんなもう会えなくなっちゃう。
Wait, Sachi and Yuji name.
それだけは絶対嫌なのよさ。
そっか。なんかよくわかんないけど、そんじゃ帰らなきゃいいんじゃない？
うん。でもいつかは帰らなきゃいけない日が来ると思う。だけどその日が来るまでは自分からは帰りたくない。
お、帰るな帰るな。そんじゃさ、今年は私の実家に帰ろうか。一緒に京都に行こう。なんか今日のマキナを見てると、あの日のマキナを思い出すのよね。あの子がああいう顔をするときって決まって実家の話の時だから気になっちゃって。
I see.
あまねさん、榊さん、みちる様、それに学園長さんまで名前が挙がっているというのに、サッチンの名前が挙がらないのはなぜなのでしょうか。
And also my name. Yeah, I was wondering. Do we two going to save her or what?
いや、去年の夏休みはあんたまだこの学園にいなかったでしょうが。
そうでした。幸うっかりです。
あんたさ、なんか時々すごいバカよね。
やめてください。みちる様に言われると本気で落ち込みます。
どういう意味かな。
とにかく今私たちが彼女にしてあげられることが限られているわ。
私たちに何かできることってあるの？
そうね。いつも通りでいてあげることぐらいかしら。
Yeah, I think she appreciate that more than anything else right now.
私たちにはそれぐらいしかできないけれど、風見くん、あなたにはあなたにしかできないことがあるのではなくて。
Something only I can do, eh?
スオさん、イリスさんは今どこに？
なんか一人になりたいって言って部屋を出て行っちゃったけど、多分自分の部屋に行ったんじゃないかな。
Nope, she ran away.
そうだそうよ、風見くん。
Are you telling me to comfort her?
得意でしょ。
Not sure where you got an idea like that. Normally Makina is so clingy it's outright irritating, but every once in a while she suddenly disappear on you. For example, when she gets all stubborn over some small things and ends up getting in a fight. Or maybe cracking mornings after nights full of bad dreams. When she doesn't want to let anyone see her face, Makina will quietly vanish. But it's not as thought the girls melt away into thin air, she always leaves her clues behind. When a woman says don't look for me, it means come find me right now. I think it was my big sister who taught me that when I was still very young. And this discarded sock got unnaturally in Makina's door. It's probably her silent don't look for me. Makina, you in there? Actually, Makina saw for the first time. I find it dim and gloomy. I flish the switch on the wall next to the door, but the lights don't come off. A dark, empty room. There's nothing in the way of furniture, none of the daily necessity of life. The girl carried everything she used regularly to manage the room, leaving nothing behind here, as if prepared to disappear at any moment. Almost like a cat making his own lonely grave. Why you sleep on the floor? Makina's nearly empty room is lit only by a moonlight trickling through the window when my heart adjusts to find her curled up tightly on the floor. My heart gives a little jump of surprise. It feels almost like I'm looking at myself in the old days. I thought the unpleasant memories I tried to lock away had forced their way into reality. Makina. I kneel by her side and gently reach out to Makina's cheek, still dabbing before she cried herself to sleep. It's warmer to touch than I expected. When I rest a hand on the small face, the girl's reflection seizes hold of my fingers and squeezes entirely, just like an overgrown infant. She can't ask for anyone for help. She knows her friends will do everything they can if she does. But even so, she can't ask. Anyone she turns to for help will suffer for it, because the girls understand that her lips are sealed. She doesn't want to cause trouble for the people she cares for. It would be too painful to have them grow resentful or separated with her weakness. So instead, she goes out in the dark place where no one can see her and wishes she was dead. She dreams of fading away quietly without bothering anyone. When you have this badly and uncertain hand tentatively outstretched can bring nothing but pain. Still, I can't help but reach out to touch her. Even knowing my hypocrisy will hurt Makina, I can't do anything else. In the old days, when I do stop caring about anything, my master simply turned back, reached out of hand, and said, grab hold. And today, I can only do the same. After that, it all comes down to whether she can find the willpower to take it. Honestly, I'm disgusted with myself. I hate that I don't have any other answers. I want to do something for those feelings crunch around fruitless in my head, producing nothing but frustration. Before I even know what I'm doing, I take my kind's chin in my hands, thinking her pink and slightly parted lips. The girl's mouth smells like sugary bubble gum. I touched these lips several times, but today they disturbing cold. They are starting infidel about the experience. It almost feels like she would die unless I warm them up. And you wake up. Where's your voice?
起きてたのよさ。
Uh-oh, no, not again.
パパからキスしてくれたの初めてよね。キスはしてくれるのに、どうしてそこから先は何もしてくれないの？いいのよ。パパなら嫌じゃないのよ。
Oh no, the script broken again. All of a sudden, the atmosphere is to transport completely. Makina is not exactly a girl you associate with the word seductive. Her childish ignorance practically defines her, but right now she's got a surprisingly dirty twinkle in her eyes. No matter how youthful the girl may look, it seems she has at least managed to pick out the slyness of an adult woman. What's this all of a sudden? Did you want to say anything?
別に何も。
Nothing really. I say, Makina doesn't
パパ
elaborate.
は私のためにいろいろしてくれてるのに、私はパパに何もしてあげられない。だから好きなことしていいんだよ。
Look, Makina. I hear a Grisaia stretching my head in bewilderment.
女を抱くのに理由が必要なの？
Do you really need Irisu to have sex with a girl? Yes.
私が抱いてほしいっていうのは理由にならない？後悔なんてしないし、もししたとしてもバカだな、だから言ったのにって笑えばいいのよさ。
As she speaks, Makina puts both her hands on the wood floor and lurches unsteadily off the ground. Hey,
一人で立てるよ、子供じゃないし。子供じゃないもん。
it would be pointless to disturb over things like that more than a little childish.
子供じゃないんだよ。
What are you going to do? Have sex with me now? Is this a sex time? Sex time. Okay, since the script broken, I don't want to read. Actually, I'm having a hard time following the logic here. The first word that comes to the mind is underdeveloped. The band and bust have grown infinitely. It produces a so-called triangular effect. To be blunt, she got small breasts.
ねえパパ、私を抱いてよ。
What did you say?
それとも私みたいな女は嫌？抱きたくない？何してもいいんだよ。
There are two times where a woman will start making particular unreasonable demands. The first is when she wants to confirm that a man loves her, and the second is when she decides to leave that man. I'm pretty sure what happened last night with Makina falls into the latter category, so when I wake up to find she's no longer lying at my side, I'm not particularly flustered or even surprised. I see she left her. If anything, resign might be a better word. Most likely Makina decided not to tell anyone to go off and fight all alone. I thought pretty damn big about becoming her father, but in the end, I guess I couldn't do much of anything for the girl. It was so maybe my friends in the line help Makina find the courage to stand on her own like this. The empathetic service theory is my only comfort right now. Makina, when I was there, there's a sharp twinge of loneliness into my chest. I thought I'd never. Feeling that small body settles onto my legs again makes me sigh out loud. If she made up her mind to go, there's nothing I can do. If she decides to confront it all on her own, it's not my place to interfere. But did you really have to vanish without saying a word, Makina? I'm not going to start complaining about something you decide on your own, and I'm not thoughtless enough to try and tag along on the road you want to walk alone. Well, I mean, not that I want you to imitate a certain slaying-hate German woman, right? Bye-bye on the window lipstick or anything. See, to remember that makes me less sentimental and more irritated. But still, would it be kill you to say I'm going now to my bed as I pretended to sleep or something? Shame the girl vanishing before I could teach her that sort of romantic etiquette. The only thing Makina left behind in this room is a faint trace of her sweet body odor lingering in the air. Looking more closely, there's actually a few pieces of junk the girl seems to have carried in here at some point hadn't even noticed. When leaving the maid's room, a woman's supposed to carefully gather out all her personality belongings and toss a single earrings under the bed. Guess nobody explained that to her either. But I guess it's going to be a while before I can teach her anything again. My motherly thoughts are interrupted by a shout from the lobby outside. I look out reflexively. This idiotic voice completely wiping out the motivation of how to hear it.
よく来たな。ビール飲むかこのプタ。お前電話鳴ってるよ。早く出ろこのプタ。
Kono puta. Mind your language, please. Sure enough, the Sagittarius really turned me away at the giant loss of wheat door, keeping out constantly abusing the weakly Japanese of foreign hosties. Even in this dormitory, there are many people who keep up this sort of bizarre behavior first thing in the morning. Makina, why? Why are you still here? Won't you, go to have a showdown with your mother, or, confront your destiny, or whatsoever?
もっと欲しいのかこのプタ。癒しプタよ。パンのくせにこのパン。
As the girl vigorously assaulted the flourish while batting in the abuse, I called out to her small bag. Hey Makina!
社長もう帰るか。そうかまた来るがいい。
About face!
お
Don't hide me, kid. Why are you snaring about?
お誰かと思えば社長さん。
Since when was I president or anything?
ち見てわからねえものは聞いてもわからねえぜお嬢ちゃん。
Who the hell are you calling a princess?
見ての通り小麦粉を練っているのよさ。外国人ホステスプレーで。
Calling something roleplay doesn't automatically make it kosher, kid. Most likely she picked out that way of speaking for the hostess that do their shopping down by the station, but that job at the bakery really seems to have expanded her sphere of relationships in some slightly weird directions.
ねえパン食べるでしょ。待っててねすぐ焼くから。
Cheerfully by a second, I mean it's going to take an hour. Makina turns her back to me. Then she begins slowly chopping out the thoroughly degraded dough and rolling it into the balls. Tell me something, Makina.
はあ何さ。
Last night you talked to your mother over the telephone, right?
そうね。
Are you not going to tell me the result?
別に秘密にしてるわけじゃないのよ。帰りたくないなら帰ってこないでいいって。ただそんだけのことなのよさ。
You don't have to go back. Is that really what she told you?
私のことはもう諦めたんじゃないかな。ほら人の噂も四十九日って言うし、もうどうでもいいって思ってるのよさきっと。
Okay, for one thing, this saying is 75 days.
そうだっけ
Is this the time to be cackling like an idiot? Does she really think the problems will be resolved, that we can keep up this peaceful life? The idea is ridiculous. If the situation was simple enough to settle with a quick chat over the phone, things never would have gotten this bad in the first place. I love for this calmly daily life to go on forever, but unfortunately, I have got a very strong premonition things are going to only to get worse. Yes, it is going to get worse. And for whatever reasons, my instincts are regrettably reliable when it comes to things like this. Before my room in my chest cell is my work cell. When I slowly retreat and calmly check a small LED indicator I knew it meant, fighting down the urge to click on my tongue in frustration, I take a look at the subject line. An official communication to agent number 9029 from his case officer. In other words, a direct order from JB to me. And as for the contents of the message itself, present yourself at the main office. 2 p.m. It's too extremely blunt sentences conveying nothing but the when and where. I check the watch on my left at the current time 12. I hear a sigh inside, then snap myself for shine and get to my feet. Bye, Makina.
はあ、ユージ、ちょうどよかった。今呼びに行こうとしてたところなのよ。
No. What's up? Need something?
何ってお昼ご飯だよ。
Oh, lunch time.
何？どっか出かけるの？
Yes. The boss over at my part-time job wants me to stop by the main office.
じゃあ、あんたお昼どうするの？
I'll just grab something from a convenience store or fast food place on the way.
5分ぐらい待ってる時間ない？
I double check my watch. Well, 5 minutes or so wouldn't be a problem.
じゃあ待ってて。お弁当用意してあげる。
That's not really.
すぐだからね。
Hey, whether that woman be pushy is anything new. Not use fire in this late in the game. Might as well just wait obey it and set myself trouble later. But 5 minutes later, my name's not the one who showing up.
パパ、お仕事行くの？
Yeah, they call me a baby. Shouldn't take long though.
どうして呼び出されたの？なんか悪いことしたの？
Yes, I do something bad. Last time. Well, nothing really comes to mind. This happens all the time though. Nothing to get worried about.
本当に？私に内緒でなんか危ないこととかしちゃ嫌よ。
It's fine. I say it's nothing to worry about, right? Let's say I was lying when I would say I don't have this come to mind. They probably got something to say about that little shooting incident at the Mishiyama Cape police station.
じゃあ頑張って働いてくるのよ。これお弁
I'm fairly satisfied when the girl tosses it around and pulls out a paper sack then hands it to me. Thanks. What's inside?
当 MQI4 新開発の高純メロンパンの4型なのよさ。
Super saturated?
高圧新純メロンパン。パンの焼成時に加圧した水蒸気で生地の中に水分を閉じ込めた新製法なの。外はサクサク、中はしっとりもちもちなメロンパンなのよ。
These things are pretty damn heavy.
通常のメロンパンと違って比重が約 1.25 あるのよさ。引っ張り強度が通常比で 2.7 倍、組み応えもバッチリなのよさ。
Not sure if I really understand the details, but it sounds like quite the culinary experience. 3.
食感はエアインのお餅みたいな感じだから喉に詰まらせないようによく噛んで食べるのよ。
Oh, the new food. Understood. Alright, I'll be on my way. Oh yeah, Yuji need to meet JB.
気をつけてね。
Yeah. Well, hopefully I managed to convince her this isn't a big deal. But honestly, it's always a little depressed to get a summons like this. Since JB is actually calling me in the office instead of breaking through emails or telephone, this is probably going to be a fairly serious discussion. As a general rule, when an older woman gets an earnest look on her face and says, "We need to talk," nothing good's going to come of it. The message from the just specified the main office as our meeting place. Of course, she didn't mean the actual headquarters of our organization in America, but the Japanese HQ that borrowing some space a little more locally. Getting to the building in question involves catching a civilian railway company train from Mishima Cape, transferring to Japan Railway in Shinagawa, then taking the subway from Yurakucho in Tokyo. Arriving at the station platform with some time to spare, I just settled down on the bench, then opened the paper set I received from Makina. Inside, as promised, as a number of bright yellow pastries, they typically yet mellow buns by appearance, but when I pick one out, it's really bizarre heavy for its sizes. Taking the buns in both hands, I open my mouth and take a big bite. It's almost like crunching into the cookies and pancake at once. Certainly a normal melon bun experience. The girl might be onto something. I should buy bun tomorrow. After completing my quick and sugary lunch, I endured the unpleasant train ride into the city, passing the time speculating about the reasons I have been summoned. I have been called to headquarters plenty of times before. The first was on the day I returned to Japan. As an employee newly transferred from the United States, I offer a formal greeting to the chief of my new branch office and fill out the paperwork to enroll in a training school where I learned how things were done in Japan. My second summons to headquarters came after I completed my basic studies to arrange my transfer to a more advanced school for the second half of my training. My third summons came when unable to endure the starvation depressions at the advanced training schools. A few classmates and I ate some carp on the pond on campus. My fourth summon came when they wanted my expertise as SPSS, Special Information Personnel, testing out some newly developed equipment. And after finishing my second round of the training, being deployed to the field, I was called in several times in the years to be given some special jobs that were recorded in the Japanese office books. In other words, when I'm called into HQ, they're either angry with me or they have an annoying job to force off on me. Either way, it's nothing to look forward to. After arriving at my stop on the fourth line, I climb out of the subway, cross the bridge lined with cherry blossom trees, and take the at the police station towards Yasukuni Streets. Within 5 minutes, our front gate comes into view. There's a guard in a small blue uniform standing at the main entrance. Despite perhaps he just rent a cop for a private security firm. From what is what, there is a security station just inside staffed by actual company employees, but the tools hanging from their shoulders don't have any feeling stuff inside. Always makes me wonder why they feel the need to be bothered lugging those heavy things around in the first place. Maybe it's a religious thing? In any case, most of the defense system actually protecting headquarters are outsourced to a variety of civil security companies. The guards standing around in the lobby are mostly for sure I'd expected. Okay, I've seen this place before. Nestled in the corner of the structure with the romantic name of Sea Buildings is the office of my beloved superior Harunera Yuria, a sector chief in the second division. Not exactly a spacious room, but since Jamie transferred in a foreign capital, it was a hard-won prize. This office is a symbol of a successful struggle promotion for acting secretary to a former command. A certain group of boorish individuals have been known to mock this as a candle in reference to the work that goes on here, but you need a pretty bad sense of humor to laugh at that particular joke. Number 9029, reporting in. Even as I offer the standard greeting, my eyes will find the room built in security camera and confirm that it's currently active. At these characteristics, a bit of shreddiness on my part, maybe cowardice is the better look. JB gives a disdainful little snort and looks up at her clock.
相変わらず時間には正確ね。まあそこにおかけなさい。
Please excuse me.
何か飲む？
I appreciate that, thank you. Even though I'm talking to JB, this is a company's main office and I addressing my superior can't exactly give her the usual routine. I always found that a little awkward, honestly. Probably one of the reasons I harbor my dislike for this role. JB picks out the phone on the desk, counts out a straight lock of shady blonde hair, and then presses the receiver to her left ear.
キアラ、コーヒーを2つお願い。そう、私の分はデカフェで。
Huh, even got yourself a secretary now, eh? Cheeky girl.
何か言った？
Nothing at all. Perhaps you're hearing things, ma'am.
ああ、もうなんか気持ち悪いわね。あなたの敬語を聞いてると逆にバカにされてるみたいでムズムズする。もういいわよ。普通に喋りなさい。
That certainly works for me.
失礼します。
Oh, this is a Chiara, her secretary. I gotta. My bad. Her eyes are unusual shivery shades of grey, neatly trimmed. Her skin's dark and her pink painted lips are fairly thick. A good bit of African ancestry, but judging from the big bluish eyes behind the glasses, she's probably mixed race. Couldn't guess her nationality just to look at her. Guess you could call that a fairly representative trace for those in this particular posting.
どうぞ。
The personal assistant places the coffee cup on the table in front of me, her face blank and uninvited.
あなたが内容というない？
Yeah, I've been working under that designation for the last few years.
よろしければ握手を。
I see you are my fan. The woman holds out her hands with a smile you almost think she learned from a textbook, but her eyes pose more than a bit of skepticism. The number 9029 has a special significance within this organization, understandable enough to feel a little dubious about the legendary agent in question being a brat like me.
内容というないは何人もいるって言うけど本当？あなたは何人目？
キアラ、ご苦労様。退出して結構よ。
それと、よかったら後で一緒に写真を。
キアラ、退出しなさい。
はーい。じゃあ、また後でね。
Nani? The woman in chair winks her single eyes shut behind her glasses and gives her lips a smack as she leaves the office. I hadn't been particularly conscious of this before, but a certain characteristic of the woman catches my eyes as she saunters out the doors. My honest thoughts escape my mouth. Your secretary got a pretty big ass.
何その感想。どういう皮肉？
Not particularly, just a straightforward expression of my observations.
あなた、それセクハラよ。
I state the truth. A superior using the word sex could harassment as a weapon to intimidate me is power harass my friend.
口の減らない子ね。
You think back in the day, a certain blonde used to complain about me not even answering when I'm spoken to. I guess people really can change. Ignoring Jimmy's incense glare with composure born of long experience, I take the paper coffee cup by its cup of sleeves and bring it to my mouth. Pretty good. Common joke that the officers feel orderly dailies learns more about making coffees than anything else, but it seems there might be a bit of truth of it.
大体どうして学生服のまま来るのよ。服ならいくらでも買ってあげているでしょ。
Too much of a pain to get changed, that's all. Just a polite fish, of course I'm not quite that lazy, but honestly speaking, even if they bought me some gooch or vase or whatever, there's no way I'll be able to pull the look off. For one thing, Jamie, last time they forced me to a suit to get an updated photo of our internal records. I said to remember you shocking looks like someone got a big date for the middle school prom. Ho ho ho. You didn't call me here to criticize my fashion sense, right? Can we get to the point?
言われなくても分かってるわよ。
Jamie stalks over to the corner of her room, still sporting a sulky frown, to where a happy little sassy on the ground. And squawking the way that afford me, fleeting a glimpse of her thighs through the hem of her skirt. She begins to spin the dice installed on the front of it.
こっち見ないのよ。
Not to worry if I feel the need for a little red eye candy, I'll just take another look at the secretary list and before I head home.
そうじゃなくて、ダイヤルを覚えちゃダメよって言ってるの。
Not to worry, I'm not so stout for females company has to get turned on by a hunk of metal.
だからそうじゃなくて。ああ、もう。
Right, just a joke.
あなたの冗談を聞いていると生理が止まりそうだわ。
You're safe being on rubbers.
いいから。はい、これを見てもふざけていられる？
Huh? The amount she thrusts violently before my eyes bears a red stamp reading facts copy is strictly prohibited. When I open it, I find an official orders document identified by a serial number. This paper specifically coded a standard fax or copy machines won't even pick up the characters. On top of it, after a certain period of time, the words will fade away to illegibility all of their own. In other words, I can tell without even glance at the details that this is an extra department order. Perfectly official but completely off our books, the sort of thing that absolutely can come to life. Again, huh? This isn't the first time I got an orders like this. I had several of these envelopes handed to me, and without fail, their contents have always been assassination missions. Uh-oh, don't tell me. Masaka. Higher rank drug cartels boss, corrupt politician with dangerous political name, there are quite differences in terms of social position and status, but individuals or group determined by the collective will of the nation to pose a significant disadvantage to its interests are quietly, secretly removed from the state. The near that stands out get pounded, as they say. The assessment of that sort, sniping is a fairly common method. Typical several shooters are assigned the same task. Oh no, you're going to kill someone. As with the firing squad, it's an attempt at easing the conscience by making it possible to know who's fired the killing shot. Impossible to know who's fired the killing shot, but even so, murder is murder. Hey JB, I can't kill people anymore, you know that, right?
もちろん知っているわ。それが原因で、あなたが予備役になったことも理解しています。
I participated in several assassinations of this sort previously, but I'm fundamentally a coward. When it comes to taking human life, I hesitate just as much as a normal person. No matter what kind of evil, worthless count I'm looking at through my skull, my finger freezes for a moment when I try to pull the trigger. That's a fatal defect for a sniper. Even so, when my master was alive, I managed to kill without thinking too much. When I told myself I was pulling the trigger in Nasaka place, when I told myself that a piece of garbage like me could be useful to Asako this way, I could fight without worrying about much thing. And when the job was over and I went home, Asako was there to embrace me and say well done. She was there to confirm that I do the right thing. Asako's gone. The person who brought the curse of the dead in my place is gone now. And she can't be replaced unless the words come from someone who's playing their hands with blood. They can't afford me the slightest comfort. JB, I'm sorry, but you're not good enough. You know that perfectly well yourself, you know? Don't you? The sniper who can't pull the trigger is right out there is with the radar that can make a sound in the irritating, useless junk department. That's the good part of the reason I end up on the reserve in the first place. Why will you even bother showing me this now?
分かっていると言ったでしょ。落ち着いて暗殺対象者の名前を見てみなさい。
何? Wow! It's suddenly silent. 何これ? Enemy resistant.
見ての通り、あなたと同じ学園に通うクラスメート、 イリス・マキナが今回の標的よ。
You can't be serious. What the hell's going on?
理由は詮索しない。それもあなたの仕事の一部よ。
Why will Makina be? Who's the client?
私は知らないし、あなたも知る必要もないわ。所詮私も中間管理職。上からの命令をコマであるあなたたちに伝えるだけ。そしてあなたはその命令に従うだけ。違う？
She's not wrong. That's exactly how it is. Jamie brought me in this job, knowing full well that I can't kill, knowing about my relationship with Makina. At this rate, the girl's definitely going to be erased one way or the other. Is Jamie telling me that I should be the one to do it? That if Makina has to die, dispatching her personality would be the kindest way. Maybe this whole summit is nothing but a facade, and Jamie's sole objective was to take me off of the trash to Makina's life in the form of an order. Whatever the case, I can't keep my shot for showing on my face. Why is this happening? This is me the urge to reach my tea. I lower my gaze to the documents in my hand. The field where the issuers of the orders will usually be named is blank, but conversely there are 3 stamps of authorizations below. A 3-party order. This sort of shady job usually comes with Akasaka's approval alone, but this time we got a full set. In other words, this mission was undertaken on the mutual agreement of Akasaka, Ichigaya, and Kasumi Gaseki. Ichigaya and Kasumi Gaseki. Definitely not something you see every day.
そういうこと。つまりは多少派手なことをしてもみんなでかばってくれるから大丈夫ということね。
Why are you showing this thing to me?
分かっているでしょ。赤坂の認証がある以上は私には最高かつ最適の人材を用意する必要があるのよ。
And I am the very best and most appropriate talent. Well said.
私が知る限りあなた以上の適任はいないわ。
You want me to kill a classmate with my own hands? You got some nerves, you shaggy-headed dim-witted.
私をなじって気が済むのなら何とでも言いなさい。ただし
You want a clear yes or no, right?
そういうこと。
Although it should probably go without saying, for a mission carried out with this level of secrecy, you're not typically going to get a briefing on the specifics before you accept the job. When a plan is going to be executed, where it will be into operation, who participated, how many things will be committed, you don't know a single thing in advance. Once you listen to the plan in full, saying I think I will pass after all is going to fly. In the first place, an agent only needs to understand their specific job. The broader circumstances aren't any of our concern. When your peers bringing up peace on the board, only 2 things are requested to you of you: the willingness to do what you are told and the ability to make it happen. Your personal consequences are worship. There are no compromises. It's yes or no, or the others.
嫌な目つきね。
Starting to my face, Jamie mumbles the words quietly. At the moment, I probably got the look of someone who spotted a lobster insect scuttling along the floor and crushes it emotionlessly. An unattractive mixture of disgust and cold-blooded cruelty. It's an expression you get used to see after spending enough time in this company, the expression of someone enduring injustice, resigning to ugly reality, the expression of an agent.
あなたに用意された選択肢は2つ。イリス・マキナの暗殺を引き受けるか、何も見なかったことにして今すぐこの場を立ち去るか。
Do I even have a choice to reject this mission? Do I have to make that choice right now?
任務の性質上、今日は帰ってゆっくり考えなさいとは言えないのよ。ましてやあなたは対象者と同じ施設に寝泊まりしている。もしあなたが現時点で任務への参加を拒否した場合、あなたの身柄はこのまま拘束されます。
Well, yeah, I do imagine so. In other words, the moment I saw that document, the number of options available to me was essentially reduced to 1. The answer is yes.
懸命ね。
The title released in the voice gave me softly as I their eyes on last, then pierced into my eyes and told, searching for some reassurance of my royalty.
正常期に誓える？
Yeah, I swear it on the flag.
そう。だったら今日はもう帰っていいわ。詳細が決まり次第連絡します。
Understood. I promptly stand from the sofa and clenched my heels sharply together. Number 9029 real zero post on semi-alert status. Jay will survive for my steady gaze, slightly briefly glancing at the surveillance camera installed in the corner of her office. Most likely they had staff standing by watching the monitor in real time as a precaution against me refusing the order. Pretending not to notice, I raised my head from the salute and promptly ringed the room. Well then, what to do? I'd be prepared for something ugly, but not to certify myself less on the side of those hunting Makina. That said, it's not like the current situation was completely outside the realm of my speculation. Considering the power and influence of the Irisu family, I do vaguely hypothesize a scenario like this might be a possibility. Most likely, Akasaka is playing a large role in this role. Uncle Sam, the father of post-war Japan, kindly allowed us to develop our influence under the banner of freedom and democracy. And the people running the show in Nagachose have managed to move out of their basement. I glanced at the watch at my leg at 4:30. Seems like me and Jerry actually took less than 30 minutes. Coming to the hall, a little way before the bridge I crossed on my way, I glanced over at the outpost of a certain hamburger bigly multinational corporation. This sort of food is a bad every once in a while. One day, this Friday, I teach for the restaurant. The one I entered the fast food restaurant. They made straight for the register, ordered the company's name, said burger, a side, french fry, and an iced coffee. After paying in advance, I take my drink and ticket and settle in at the seat by the window. The street outside, not especially busy at the moment, only a few passenger by. Among them, I noticed a businessman of some sort standing in front of the bridge with his shirt sleeve rolled up and jacked on one arm. He's pressing a cell phone to his ear of spot, secretly bowing his head over and over. Not to his boss or quiet, either way he won't be hanging around there for too long. Eventually a member of the restaurant floor staff comes over with my phone on a plastic tray, exchanging for the ticket in my hand. After 2 weeks right to my burger, I glanced out the windows again, only to find that the businessman who made desperate apologized to his phone has already taken his leave. Been a while since I had a meal like this. Pretty tasty, but not exactly something I do want to eat every day. Not bad, more or less some up of it. Once I washed down the overly juiced hamburger, my iced coffee, I could shove the french fry into my mouth. Then put my trays away and promptly leave the restaurant. I glanced at my watch again. 4:31, 7 minutes in there. After making my way briskly back to the station, I take the stairs 2 at a time and slip my way to the premises. Once I set to the appropriate platform, I walked all the way to the bar and boarded the very first car of the subway train that arrives with perfect timing. Since early afternoon, the subway decided to uncount suspension in the liquor, including myself. Declaring the numbers, said emphasis, I turned the open the door in the back of the carriage and made my way into the next car. And there I find, thought so. The man who's been knocked on it is spoiled by the burger that since I got this train as well. He's wearing the jacket from me on his arm and his former sweet bag and now for the order, but it's definitely him. Uh-oh. The man catches his bag for a moment and met his eyes, but after I offer him a quick smile and nod, he jumps up one side of himself and fills his mind in a special white destination. When that's his only white respected. When might allow me to go home, but they are not quite soft enough to let me wander off alone. Under the circumstances, it's not natural that they have someone keeping an eye on me. Would you mind if I take that seat? Episode end, my friend.
セーブする
What
わ
will gonna happen? I don't know. Magic one time. Just say for myself.